Hi, and welcome to NicheCraft. My name is Kassi, and I'm your host. I just realized I was super zoomed in, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see all the different things that I have here. Okay, so today I am going to teach you a super easy stitch, but this is also a stitch that is very recognizable. It's called the trellis stitch, and this ends up working up to look like a trellis, So the drape on this is really excellent, so it's great for lacy shawls or wraps. You can also use this to make curtains. You can use this as a border around a blanket, or you could even use it as a detail in a blanket or as part of, for example, a stitch sampler blanket. You could also use this as a bathing suit wrap, as a tablecloth or runner, but I would recommend using cotton for that because acrylic will melt if it comes into contact with heat, and if you put acrylic on your table and then you put something hot on top of that, then that might cause a really big mess, and we wouldn't want to ruin basically your table and possibly your favorite pot or pan and all of that stuff. So go for cotton if you're going to make a tablecloth or runner. And, I've even seen this used, for example, in macrame as, and you'd have to use the fiber appropriate for that as a way to make hangers for plants, and stuff like that. So this is a very versatile stitch as well. It's a good one to know because it's so simple and it's very elegant, and you can make so many things out of it, and you can add detail knowing the stitch without having to really think that hard about it, and that's always nice. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to make a slip knot, and we are going to put this slip knot on our hook. Now what I would suggest is using any yarn of your choice with a hook of your choice. This is more of a lacy stitch, so you might want to go ahead and use a bigger hook just so that you can get a lot, get more drape out of it. But if you want to go with a smaller hook, that's fine too. This is not something that requires a certain gauge in order for it to look good. So just play around with it. This tutorial is going to be super easy and fast, so I'm sure you'll be able to pick it up and figure out what works best for you. So yeah, you put that slip knot on your hook, and I'm just going to zoom in again so that my beginning crocheters can see exactly how to make that chain. So the chain is a multiple of 4 plus 6, so I'm going to multiply 4 by 5, which makes 20, and then I'm going to add 6, and that makes 26. So when we crochet to make a chain, we start with the slip knot around our hook, and then we pull a loop through that first loop that we have around our hook to create the first chain. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So I'm going to continue on doing this until I have 26 chains. And when I do, I'll meet you back and show you what the next row is. Hi, welcome back. I have made my 26 chains, and I am ready to begin the first row. So the first row is, the first step is to single crochet into the 6th chain from the hook. And I just want to make sure you guys know how to identify that 6th chain. So we don't count the loop that's on your hook, okay? We count the next chain. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this right here, this stitch right here, or this hole, you might want to kind of think of it like that. That is where we're going to put our crochet hook into. So what I do is I identify that, and I just hold it there with my thumb. And sometimes you can just kind of count with your eyes, you don't necessarily need a pointer or anything like that. But I'll just hold that with my thumb, and then I'll put my crochet hook into that loop. Okay, and to single crochet, we just pull a loop up through that, and then we pull a loop through the 2 loops that are on our hook, and that is our first single crochet. Very, very simple. Next, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to skip the next 3 chains, okay? 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go into that 4th chain and make another single crochet. Right? Pull up a loop and then pull through 2, and that's a single crochet. Next, we're going to repeat that until we go to the very end of our row. So I'm going to chain up 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to skip 3, skip, 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 and go into that 4th loop and pull up a loop. Now I've got 2 loops on my hook, and then pull through 2. And I'm going to continue doing this until I've come to the end of my chain. All right, I'll meet you back up when I've got that done. Hi, so I'm almost at the end of my row, and I just wanted to show you how to finish the row. And I'm going to chain up 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in that very last stitch I'm going to do 1 single crochet. So even though you repeat the pattern, I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that the end is the same pattern repeat, because sometimes the ends are different, and so I wanted to make sure you guys knew that. All right, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit because my fabric's getting a little bit longer and are a little bit bigger. And what you should have, and you might want to have to pull on that in order to really see it, is that you should have a pretty lacy stitch going on so far. All right, so row 2 is the pattern repeat, and when I say that, I just mean to continue making the stitch. All you have to do is repeat row 2 until it is the length that you want it, or width if you're working this way. Right? Okay, so here's what you do on row 2. So this is the beginning of the repeat. You chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn your work, then you put 1 single crochet into the arch right here. Okay, so you put your hook, you don't go into one of those loops. Instead, you put your hook underneath this, okay, and you pull a loop through. All right, and then you single crochet to make that right there. See? And then you're going to chain 5 more, and then you're going to put a single crochet through this loop here. And that's how you just anchor down those chains. And you can see that this trellis is starting to build here. Now we're going to chain 5 again. We're going to single crochet into that loop. And this right here is a trellis stitch. Very, very easy. And it makes such a nice lacy summer shawl if you include this stitch in your shawl pattern. If you decide to do that, it can really work up beautifully. So we do have a chain right here. So what we're going to do is we are going to chain up 5, and we're still going to put this in that chain too, that chain as well, that last chain right there. Okay, so that is our repeat row. Now I'm going to do that repeat row one more time so that you guys can feel comfortable enough with this to do this on your own. And then I'll talk about this pattern and ways that you can change it to reach results that you'd like. Okay, so I'm going to chain 5, turn, and make a single crochet into the top of that loop, chain 5 again, make a single crochet into the top of that loop, and on and on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're at our last row here. Of course, I made mine kind of short, and that is all you have to do. And when you are done with your length, all you have to do is pull this loop up, pull this through here, and pull another loop through here, okay? And then you just snip this off, and then you pull it tight. Like when you snip this off, this part will just go off and join the rest of that skein of yarn that you're working with, right? And this one will be left over. You just pull it tight, and that'll create a knot. And then you can weave in your ends by taking a tapestry needle and kind of putting it underneath these little single crochet stitches. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is that knot is really not going to come out, or it's very unlikely to, so you might want to just leave it like that. But I would recommend weaving in your ends, because that is what's going to really secure that down, so it's not going to go anywhere and it won't unravel or anything like that. So again, this trellis stitch is very, very easy, very elegant. It's one of those things that you see so many things made out of it, but you don't even realize just how just how easy it is and how versatile it is and how many things you can make out of it. I was just thinking about different patterns, that you can see in this. Like, for example, this might look like a fisherman's net. It could also look like a like the base of a hammock. So let's say that you were making like a dollhouse for a child or a grandchild. You could always make a little hammock and then crochet a little hammock net for it. There's just so many different ways that you can use your creativity and this stitch to create all sorts of different kinds of things. So I just wanted to first off teach you guys this stitch because it's so pretty, and it's one of those things that everybody needs to know, I think. But also I wanted to show you just the different ways that you can use this, and it really is a very, very nice stitch to have under your belt. Even if you wanted to make a blanket out of this, it would be like a decorative blanket, for example. I mean, it would look really, really good, just draped over a rocking chair or draped over the couch. You could add little tassels into each loop on the sides or just on the ends. I mean, there's so many things you can do with it. So I'd be interested to know what you're going to do with yours. All right, so thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And if you do subscribe, consider hitting that bell, because that bell is going to notify you every single time I upload a video. And I do upload videos that include giveaways, and I have another one coming up. I think I'm going to be posting it either on Monday or Tuesday of next week. All right, so I have one giveaway going on right now, so you're going to want to find that on my channel and enter that. And then I have that second giveaway that's going to be going up, and I usually have many giveaways. So just know that we've got that going on. And I really appreciate all of your help and support and the wonderful community that I feel like I am a part of at this point. And I will see you soon with another tutorial.